They didn't know what they want. A big show we've got. Grand final preview show. Help me welcome our guests, please. Blake AYSHFORD and Demetri Vong. Straight to you. Grand final week. We've made it this far, mate. We've still got a show. You've been with me every step of the way. How are you feeling on the eve of the GF?
I'm feeling good. I'm glad that I'm here for the GF finale. I thought I would have been given the sack many shows ago.
Well said.
But look, best crowd in the house that I've seen all year. They're very loud.
They are.
So, and look, I've got my...
Yes.
And I've got my best kit on tonight,
you do.
just for you.
Oh, I love it. Don't he look good, team? He looks really good, doesn't he? Demi, hey, Demetri Vong is in the house, team. Mate. Yeah. A couple of weeks to me to process the season. Now, what a year it's been for you. How do you reflect on, the last 8 or so months?
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster of a year. Round one, a lot of people, a lot of media kind of wrote us off. And then we had a good stretch throughout the middle of the year. And then, obviously, yeah, we lost a couple of our big players. Some of our senior players did end up showing up, and yeah, we got the opportunity to play in the finals. Obviously, we fell short, but I can say we're pretty proud of the year, or I am personally.
Now, you got every reason to be. Looking at some of these plays that you're involved in. Talk me through it. Let's firstly talk about the back fence carries. Now, we accustom a player like Bunty Afoa to make these carries. Now, similar hairdo, but where's your mind when you're sitting back there holding onto that back fence and making a charge?
Oh, it's gone, eh? I try not to think about it. When the ball's in the air, just put my head down and full steam ahead. Yeah.
Now, you balance that with the other side of the footy. We saw a bit of your ball playing at times this year. Talk to us about that part of your game, bro. I feel like that's the part of your game that's really starting to come on. You must be starting to feel pretty comfortable with it.
Yeah, obviously the coach has given me a license to pass, and installing his trust in me, and it's given me the confidence to kind of build my game around my passing as well. Yeah, when I was younger, I played a lot of spine positions.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like I do have it in me. Just
What? So it's natural. Yeah, you played 7 and 6 or fullback. You couldn't have been. Were you number 9?
Yeah.
Here we go.
When I was shorter, I was 9. I think all the way up until I was 14, I was playing in the halves roles, and then my body grew out and couldn't play 6 or 7 anymore.
Let's talk about the time before the body grew. Your path to the NRL, your junior footy. Yeah. Where did your journey start?
Yeah, obviously at the Uruhu Leopards. I played from under 6s all the way up until the under 16s.
Is that you tackling there?
Yeah.
Is that the chase down?
Yeah, I kicked that, and then the fullback scooped it up and went the other way, and managed to catch him at the end. But yeah, started my journey at Uruhu Leopards, and then had to fill my scholarship at De La Salle.
And when we look at some of these pictures that are just played, your debut, what do you remember from that? We all got some sort of memory of the debut.
The debut, I remember my first set of defence. Overdid it and made 4 tackles. I made 4 tackles in one set, and then after that, the rest was history. Had to get off after 16 minutes.
All right, guys, hey, I just want to say this before we get into it. Demitri's the first guest in League Lounge history to wear shorts on the show, and there's no way I was going to say something about it, right? Look at the size of the bloke. But the other chance, or the other thing I want to touch on is I've always said, Lord, your head of hair is, like, immaculate. Now, we spoke about Bunty with the locks, but I'm looking at what's going on up front. That is tight. Give a shout out to your barber, whoever he is. He's doing some sort of job.
Yeah, my brother Boa from Brown Pride. Yeah, shout out to Brown Pride. Keeps me clean.
How long do you sit there for? Because I'm an impatient person, as you can tell. Like, one haircut in 25 years. Like, run through. How long are you sitting?
And how often?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting on the chair maybe 30 to 45 minutes. Usually it's one time a week, but if the schedule's pushing it for travel, then sometimes it's twice.
Oh, man, you've lost me.
Hey, quickly, Zesty Boys. Now, I see that in the notes. I've had it through the earpiece. I don't know where this is going. Talk to us about that term.
So that group was made up by Kurt Keeper. He stitched us up in the media, and the media blew it out of proportion. But yeah, there is a group of us where it's a couple of us young boys that came up through the grades together, and yeah, just being able to do it on the big stage, they've kind of kept us tight, and yeah, that's pretty much us.
Unreal, unreal. Hey, big shout out to the Zesty Boys, hey? May long it live, may long it live. Time for the personal player moment, and that is none other than the Cup this week. Hey, deservedly so. Yeah, our Cup boys, grand final winners. They continue to perform, heading over there to Combank Stadium over the weekend and winning the New South Wales Cup. Saw families travelled. Looks like the club did a great job at looking after them and giving them the best possible environment to play well in. And Demi, we were talking back in the green room about this group, and you were just touching on the level that they've trained at all year. It's no surprise to see them playing this well.
Yeah, no, these guys, they set the tone for our big days at training. We call G2 or G3. We have an arm wrestle where it's 8 minutes, and yeah, no, these guys, full intensity. Yeah, sometimes they're beating us in the arm wrestle, and goes to show, you know, with what they've achieved.
Yeah. You got a guy like Tanner Boyd who spent a bit of time in first grade at the back end, but he picked up New South Wales Cup Player of the Year. He then goes on and turns one on in the GF and wins the Player of the Match. Think about someone like him. What's he brought to the club as a whole? You know, having lived in both the NRL and the New South Wales Cup team.
Yeah, I think he's just, you know, he's been about his work. He's done the hard work, and he's put his head down. And then, yeah, obviously he got the fruits of his labour when he did manage to get into the NRL squad, and you know, he's been back and forth. But his guidance, he guides the team around the field, and you know, he's got young halves beside him in the New South Wales Cup team. Yeah. And you know, that's something that's good for our boys coming up.
Well, our boys go around again this Sunday, 3 p.m. in the NRL State Cup GF. They're playing against Burleigh Bears, eh? Yeah. What a game that'll be. So make sure we tune in. Hey, support the boys, yeah? What do we reckon? Yeah, let's go, lads. Come on. One to get. Time for a quick break, but on the other side, we're going to dive into a bit of NRL GF preview. Let's go.
Through one, through two, offloaded, on the bounce, Mariner for the line! He's scored for Brisbane! The Broncos have come back from 14 points down against the Jets, and Walsh will kick for the lead! What a preliminary final this is!
Some try. He is this week's winner of the Dad's Pie Try of the Round. Aish, there's a game to be won. Reece Walsh, D Mariner, they take it. What a try.
They do. Look, I thought they bombed it there for a second, but Reece Walsh, straight through the middle. When it was time to stand up, he did. And D Mariner, look, let's not underestimate. He had a lot of work to do.
Oh, he had to beat, what, 3 defenders left?
And then Adam Reynolds with the kick.
Yeah, what a moment. That has got them into this week's grand final. We're going to speak on Reece Walsh and Adam Reynolds a little bit more right now, because I want to talk about the spine matchup. Yeah, this is a bit of preview. Hey, this is my wheelhouse. Let's get going here. Have a look at these 8 players, a whole heap of class, a heap of experience, and a heap of speed. Like, this matchup, I don't know which way I sit just yet. Maybe after me talking a little bit, I might. Can we get straight into it? Let's talk about the Storm first and their key men and what they do well for their side. This clip here, just in general, you see them linking up, Munster to Hughes, back to Munster, and the other bloke that enters the frame, Ryan Pappenhausen. Now, these guys are going to have such a massive say over the result of both their teams, right? But these are the pictures here I'd really love just to sit and talk about, right? Let's not be in a rush to get to this, because you got Jerome Hughes here, and his relationship with Harry Grant is elite. He knows what Harry Grant's going to do before Harry Grant does at times. It's really special to watch, OK? Now, most halves will happily sit back here, maybe speaking of myself, but sit in the pocket and just wait for the footy to come to you. You've already got your play back to the middle. You've already set it up. But what Harry Grant does is he reacts to rucks, all right? He doesn't play the percentage play all the time. He will play what's in front of him. So this time, and in this instance, he gets out and he does exactly that. He fishes. What does Jerome Hughes do? He doesn't sit back and let his hooker go on his own. He pushes into space and crashes over. Now, before we get into this next clip, I just want to talk about that because defensively, it is so hard to defend. All week, you can sit there and plan for set shapes. But when you get a 9 and a 7 wanting to run off script, it is so challenging to defend. Let's have a look at the other two members of the spine right now, all right? You've got Cam Munster and Ryan Pappenhausen. Again, two guys that are just in each other's pockets all the time and know each other's games inside out. You can see in this case here, Cam Munster pointing at something he likes. Can we play it out a little bit? As he catches the ball here, pause. You see exactly what he's pointing at. He sees Will Kennedy with a late man back having to plug the line and give his defensive line an extra number. Now, when he does that, he gives up the backfield. Ryan Pappenhausen is in a position to play a usual block shape. They're ready to pull the trigger on some shape. But being in Cam Munster's pocket is where he needs to be. He gives them the cue. They pull the trigger. Cam Munster executes. They get the ball on the other side of the line. And this isn't by chance. This is seeing, this is methodical, and it plays out exactly how they want it to. Play it out. Look at the speed of Ryan Pappenhausen, the poise, the tempo, and the skill to finish that try. It is a special pairing, and it's a special group, the 9, 6, 7, and 1 for the Melbourne Storm, and they're going to have such a massive say on how their side goes this weekend. But they're not the only ones playing, all right? Let's have a look on the other side. Oh, some handsome fellas over here, team, all right? Some real handsome fellas. Let's go back to the last time these guys were in a GF. Bang, left foot. Reece Walsh with his speed, his skill going after the game, and his running mate, Ezra Mann, in support, crossing over the try line. Reece Walsh is in everything good that the Broncos do. He has carried them on his back the previous 2 weeks. This time, getting the ball a little bit wider again, taking on the 3-man, using his speed, using his strength, this time going on his own. This is the picture here, though. Pause. Because he can only do so much. You need to balance up the field. In this picture here, you can see Reece Walsh parking himself on the other side. It allows Adam Reynolds to hold the middle third of the park and park Ezra Mann, this time on his hip, to challenge those edge defenders. This is a position of the field Ezra Mann loves to throw this ball. Let's have a look at this, OK? Adam Reynolds gets the ball to his 5'8" in a position just to get at the 3-man defensively. He takes out the layers. He sees Ezra, use your speed and then play eyes up and execute the pass you want. Play this out a little bit here. Can we pause now? What it does is it stops the outside defenders being able to move, be able to transport and preserve that space for their inside men. When Ezra Mann gets to the position he wants to get to, which is, in this case, Luke Metcalf, the 3-man, Luke's outside men have to protect inside shoulders. They have to have the ability to collapse and not let any easy tries through. I can see Ryan Pappenhausen getting himself in this position this weekend, but also Ezra Mann, and play it out. What does he do? He's picking that option every day. You make them throw that long ball, but he is good enough to do it. I apologise if I'm a little bit too excited, but damn, this is a matchup that I cannot wait to see. Spine v spine. Aish, can you talk to me about that matchup? What side of the fence are you sitting on? Which one do you favour?
I like the proven side, which is the Melbourne Storm. Look, they've been there, they've done it before. They've played together a bit longer, and I just think they're coming good at the right time of the year. Now, not to say that, look, we saw what the Broncos did the other day with Reece Walsh and the likes, but I just like the Storm and how much game experience they have together. Yeah, look, the spine is just one conversation, OK? Now, let's bring in our big dog here, right? Let's bring in the big guy. Now, Payne Haas, you've had to preview him this year. You've sat on the other side of the white line and faced off with him. Talk to our audience, Dim, exactly what this guy brings to his side.
Energy and his carries, he's really good at skipping up to the halves,
yeah.
Generating ruck speed. I think the 4-man's got a big job on their hands with, trying to protect them.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got an engine on him and he's good to go.
Seeing some of those stats just pop up there. Hey, so Carrigan was missing last week.
I was just about to say that. Ask is how much impact would he have? Because Payne Haas hasn't been playing 80 minutes all year, but he did what he had to do to get them through. So the impact that Paddy Carrigan has on his side is immense. Right, he does a lot of the clean-up work. Yeah, you got someone like Payne Haas who's the power, generate ruck speed, find the better meters. But yeah, Paddy just works all day. So yeah, the real question now is going to be how Payne backs up after 80 minutes in such a high, emotionally driven game, and see how he goes this week. Because on the other side
to Payne Haas is big Stefano. Oi, toy! Kumanu, sorry, I had to do that. We were talking about our back. I was like, I'm doing it, lad, I'm doing it.
He didn't stand up, though.
I didn't stand up. But, hey, he's on the other side. I don't know if you guys at home saw this, but here's what he had to say in the lead-up.
There's going to be a lot of people I want to run at. There's a lot of people I don't like in this team, and I'm keen to go out there and run someone over.
You don't name names there?
Nah, I don't want to name names, but there's a lot of people I think they're a bit stuck up, but I'm pretty keen just to run out and do a job for our team.
Yeah. Okay, big Stefano, he's lit the fuse, boys. I want to come to you, Dim. Now, you hear that being said. Okay, I want to hear, what do you like about it for his side? Yeah, but also hearing that as an opposition player.
Yeah, it's good. He's kind of taken the reins and he's chose to be the enforcer for their team.
Yeah.
Now it's one thing to talk about it, but come weekend time, I want to see it.
You want to see about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got no doubt. Like I don't know who he's talking about. Let's not put names in people's mouths. That's not what we're here to do. But you got the likes of Payne Haas and Paddy Carrigan too. Yeah. Even Pierre Corda, like guys that can snap blokes, right? There's no doubt they're hearing it. Even Jordan Ricky loves shooting out the line. Like, it is well and truly like, has he poked the bear? We're yet to find out. But like you said, it's going to be exciting to see if he is going to be about it, because I thought he was actually their best player in their semi against Cronulla, right? Like, he did run over blokes, generated ruck speed, and did exactly what he needed to do for his team. Guys, I want to get into some stats here. I've got this paper. I've done my homework, highlighted some things, team. And it just shows you the dominance that the Storm have had on this competition, but then, too, over the Broncos. Now, listen to this. Storm have won 17 of their last 19 games against the Broncos. It's Craig Bellamy's 11th grand final. Now, he surpasses Wayne Bennett, who was on 10. So I think we can put the GOAT coach debate to bed with this. Regardless of the result, what Craig Bellamy is doing there is just super special. And Storm, this is the other part of the field. Storm has scored 35 tries this season off kicks. Now, we haven't touched on their wingers, but they have got two elite, athletically gifted wingers against Kiripani and Mariner, who are athletic but don't have that height. It's got to be a weapon for them this weekend.
It is, and I think that was one of the weaknesses of the Broncos. They gave Cleary too much time to kick. There was no kick pressure. So I think this week that has to change. Otherwise, we know Coates and that are going to be there scoring some tries.
Well, let's go Ford fan question time. Yeah, let's have a little look at the Ford fan question. I want to get into this. I don't know if I was meant to pull this up right now, but I don't care because I want to know about it. And it's quite fitting this week off the back of the two teams we've just spoken about, because how much of an advantage do you boys think the Storm have getting the extra 2 days rest? Dim, I'll come to you as you are the current player right now. Does it go a long way at this time of year?
Yeah, me personally, I would prefer to play with the shorter turnaround.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously I have the youth. I'm a bit younger than, some of our senior players, but yeah, for Storm, they've got a lot of, injured players, and it gives their senior players time to, recover and rest up and get ready for the weekend, so.
As a fan now, I sort of like how the NFL do it. They build it up. They have a week off. So like what we saw from Stefano, I think we'd see a couple more bites, see a bit more rivalry in there, and you can really build the game for a whole week or a whole 2 weeks until game time. So maybe have that week off. I don't think they will do it, but it's something I'd like to see. And it'll probably take out that 2 days if both teams are getting almost 2 weeks off.
Yeah, it's not a bad point you make there, co-host. Hey? I'm a little bit different, obviously. I was at the other end of the scale to our young man. So I'm going that 2 days would make a heap of difference. Okay, a heap of difference. Demetri, sorry, lad, time to say goodbye to you. But can we make some noise for him, please? Unreal, brother, unreal. On the other side of the break, we have a very special guest joining the League Lounge. We will see you shortly. Yes, welcome back into the Ford League Lounge. Crowd, get that energy going. A very special guest. Help me welcoming the one, the only, Matty Johns. All right, Matty. Now, the guru in this space, it is finals footy. Talk to me, firstly, off the bat, about the energy over there in Aussie.
Oh, it's fantastic. Shaun, it's brilliant. I think it's the best final series that I can remember in my time in the game. Been some epic games. It's been really quite incredible. And I tell you what, the game has never been better. The players, the way the game, just the nature of the rules, the 6 again rule's been a revelation, the speed of the game and the tempo. We always look back at other eras, whether it be the 80s or 90s through rose-coloured glasses and romanticise it, but there is no era that comes close to what is happening right now.
Well, I want to go back a little bit. Maybe not that early, but your era. I want to talk to you, Matty, about what you remember from grand final week, what was important at this time of week, and then maybe, if you will, a little bit about the celebrations that followed.
I'll try to remember the celebrations. Look, the week in Newcastle, it was an amazing time in our city because what had happened, there was a very, very difficult year. The coal mines, which my dad was a coal miner, they were on strike. The BHP, which is one of the primary industries which employed a lot of the people in the city, it had actually shut down. So it was a very difficult time for the city. And as we started to win more and get on a bit of a roll, mate, the crowds just got bigger and bigger. And, they were sold out, 32,000 people at games. And when we beat North Sydney in the semi-final, it was on the Saturday. And then we turned up the next day to our rehab at the home ground, and there was about 5,000 people turned up to watch the session. Then we go, OK, something really special's building here. And I remember going down the day before the game, and 30,000 people waiting for us, or waving goodbye to us to go down to Sydney, and then coming back at the same interchange where we jumped off to Sydney for the Newcastle interchange, and we went in there. The same amount of people waiting for us, and in the city centre there was about 120,000 people, and that better than Lego stuff. Someone asked me. They said, yeah, do you remember it? All I remember is Natalie Barr, who's a lovely lady who worked at Sunrise. She came up to me at 6 o'clock, and I was absolutely maggot out of my mind. And she said, would you do a cross for us? And I thought, are you kidding me? And I thought, well, why not? Let's do it. And rest is history.
Matty, I know you're a avid watcher of the show on YouTube. I know you always tune in and watch the show back.
Yes.
Just some advice. How's my mate going, the host? Just keep in mind. Here we go. Just keep in mind his main book was The Two of Me, Andrew Johns.
Don't you dare.
So it was just sitting here. But how's he going as a host so far?
Well, I just stopped you there, Blake. Joey's book should have been called The 10 of Me. He's got so many personalities. But, mate, Shaun's going good. In fact, I've pulled out a bit of a dossier on, things he can work on. But no, he's flying. He's going really, really good. Mate, he finished one great career, and you can see he's starting another one. So, Shaun, as you know with hosting, mate, I know I make it look easy, but it's very, very difficult.
Hey, we've quickly just touched on the grand final this week, Matty. Now, I just want to close off with, I guess, your view on how our side went this year, your take on what you saw from the Warriors in 25, and maybe some expectations or what you'd like to see from them in 26.
No, I thought the side went outstanding. Considering, Luke Metcalf, he was leading the Dally M's halfway through the year and did his ACL. That was the blow, and then you lost Mitch Barnett, who was one of your forward leaders. But the way that Andrew Webster held the side together, I thought it was outstanding. And of course, the emergence of some fantastic young players. Leko Halasima he's a revelation. And I reckon, fellas, I think the really important things for the young guys, that great crop of young blokes you've got coming through. What's crucial, you've got a good coach in charge there, and I think you blokes would recognise it yourself. There's been, I've seen in the last 20 years with the Warriors, some incredible talents come through and just not fulfil their potential. So I think crucially for these blokes, at the moment, they're going to get the important football education. But I was really impressed with the Warriors. And I know there's always a bit of Aussies versus Kiwis thing, but I think that outside of everyone's favourite team, if you had another side you want to win the competition, I reckon it would have been the Wars.
There you go, crowd. Hey, can we make some noise quickly for our man, Matty Johns? Pretty good, Matty. I will see you shortly as I'm going to come on your show this week. But thank you so much for joining us, brother.
Thanks, lads.
Crowd, keep that energy going. That's all we've got time for. Blake AYSHFORD, thank you very much. Sponsors, Ford, Personal and Dad Pies. Enjoy your grand final this week, team.